So I'm sitting here today with, oh, sorry, a roll for you guys. I'm sitting here with James Franco, who is the star of the brand new movie Flyboys. James, thanks for joining us today. One of the things that was really fascinating about this movie was how dangerous these biplanes were. I mean, they were basically like flammable wooden boxes. Did you know anything about this going in, or did you have to do some research on?
Yeah, I didn't know much about it at all. I mean, they don't really teach this area of the war in school. You know, I'm sure maybe they mention it, but yeah, the wings were made out of canvas. I think a lot of the body was made out of canvas just stretched over wood, and so like you step on it wrong and your foot goes through it. They didn't have parachutes. You know, they were given like, I don't know how many lessons, you know, a handful of lessons before they go up and fly, and you know, they're single-seater airplanes. So the first time they take flight, there's nobody sitting next to them to say, okay, this is how you land. It's
right.
Like, so the life expectancy was about 6 weeks.
And also just the open cockpit. I mean, that was watching the movie and getting that perspective from being in the cockpit with the person. And I mean, when you're flying close to another plane, you can actually have contact with somebody else who's flying a plane. I mean, you know, you guys are actually like not talking to each other, but you know, you can make eye contact and see facial expressions and things like that.
I'm sure that they could yell to each other and everything, but yeah, you're out in the open and yeah, it's not like jets where.
Right. In a roundabout way, since that was really lame, if you, not to suggest that you guys were actually talking to each other, but were you actually up? Did you get to fly in some of the biplanes?
Yes. Well, when I signed on to do the film, I actually went and got my pilot's license, so I learned how to fly. Unfortunately, there's an insurance rule that says no actor that's filming can pilot a plane. So I couldn't fly one of the single-seater planes, but all the actors went up in a two-seater open cockpit plane called a Stearman, and they put the camera, we'd sit in the back seat, and they'd put the camera in front of us so it looked like it was a single-seater. And we'd go up and we did all the stunts that you see in the film.
Wow.
All the actors went through them, and then they'd augment that with special effects and, you know, add bullets and do things so, you know, the planes can cross really closely without endangering any pilots. I mean, when Howard Hughes did the same thing in Hell's Angels, 3 people died. So.
Right. And it seems like for you, this is maybe the third kind of heroic leading man role that you've had in a row. And I know that obviously we've got Spider-Man 3 coming out next year. It seems like Harry Osborn is kind of entering a darker place. Is that going to be something different from what you've been doing lately, or
on Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, actually, what you find out is he is related to Bruce Wayne. And the Joker comes and he's up to his tricks.
This is what happens when I ask about Spider-Man, huh?
No, that's what happens.
All right, and really quickly, Freaks and Geeks, best TV show ever.
Thank you.
Desario went from a freak to geek. Do you think that he's still playing Dungeons and Dragons with the geeks right now?
I think it was fun at the time, but he'd probably get distracted by you know, the next, you know, when Lindsay comes around again or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much for taking the time with us today. I really appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, man.